Welcome back everyone, I'm on Let's Play of Mario Picross. We're halfway done the easies, and let's continue on. So, once again we're going to start off by looking at the 10 rows, see if we have any 10 rows, filling them out. We know 9 rows, every square is filled in except for the one on the far left, on the far right, or the top or the bottom one, depending. And one of those squares will be filled in, but we just got to find out which one. So, well, that fills off that 5 there because they're in a row. So, we can finish off a few more of these 5s here. And that can help open up some other options. So we have a 2, 1, 5 there. That finished that off. That lets us know where the 5 on the far side is. Once again, we work from the border, you work from the sides. We take care of those 1s. That also pretty much solves the middle there. We know which block is the 5 and which ones are the 3s. You know, the bottom and the middle one are the 3s. And the top is the 5. And it looks like we ain't even finished yet, but it looks like we got a tea kettle here. So there we go. Tea kettle. Or a pot. Alright. I guess that's the thing of when you're recording as you're doing it, you don't know what they are until after. This looks like a nice easy one. We got 2 10s and a 9. 8s we know everything but the far to left, far to right. Basically you take the number and then you minus it from the max amount of squares, and then that number that you get, the difference, those are the 2 from the middle that you don't fill in. So that's 6 there. 10 minus 4, 10 minus 6 is 4. So those 4 squares we don't fill in from either side. We just know the ones in the middle, they have to be, because they're shared, no matter where that 6 lies. So now we got a few of these figured out. We can use some, like I said, deductions. We know that like these 3s, we know that they can only be up or down. 1 space. So we just stop chopping the ones that, and then that of course clears out the rows. Got that 4 there. Got that 2. So now we know that's the 9. And looks like we got an umbrella here. Just had umbrellas in Bubble Bobble that I just finished off. I think the only umbrella that you get in Mario is that spin-off game. The spin-off games, there's Super Princess Peach, and she has an umbrella, and I think that's one of the weapons she has in Super Mario RPG. She can use an umbrella. All the characters in that have like 3 different weapons. Mario has his fists, a hammer or a turtle shell. Mallow has a stick. His hands are cymbals. Gino has his rocket fist, a gun, and I don't know what else. I think Peach has a frying pan, a slap with the glove or the umbrella. And Bowser can throw Mario, hit with his claws, or use a chain chomp. Maybe one of these I'll play that game. Super Mario RPG. It's made by Square. I've played a lot of Square Enix games. So here we in this column here we saw there was 2. The bottom of those columns there was 2, and there was we had some spaces filled there. So we knew that the ones in the middle there had to be X's. and the bottom ones had to be colored blocks because otherwise we'd have a group of 3, and you have to start the bottom with the group of 2. What's Sweetly making? Looks like we have the middle section there. 1 and 3 pretty much finished as you move down to there. Finish that 2 off there. You'll see I had those middles finished earlier. Ooh. That's the good thing. You don't get a penalty if you unblock. If you have a filled-in square and then you hit it with an X, you don't get penalized. But if you fill in a square that should be an X, then you get a time penalty. And see the timer under Mario there, basically the only way you get a game over in this is if that 30 minutes goes down to 0. But when you get penalties, they minus time. So the first penalty you get minus 1 minute, then the next penalty is minus 2 minutes, and then minus 4, I think it doubles, and then minus 8, and by then you're pretty much shot. So once again, we got a nice one here. Starts off with the border being filled. Filled border means you can always just work from the left, right, top, or bottom with the bottom number. So, this makes me think of playing that game Snake. When you're snaking over from the border, you got the 4, then you got a 2, then it goes up to, then you look at the column, you got a 2, then you look at the row, you got a 3, now you go back to the column, you see another 3, so you're kind of building a like a snake. That old game. Speaking of old games, I just saw on Facebook there's some websites for old disk operating system DOS games. Never really was into computer games. I just was a console guy as a kid. Growing up now, you can get a lot of those old games. They become abandonware. The publisher just put them online. There's no copyright. You get quite a few decent games for free. There's a good place on Good Old Games, GOG.com, and they have a lot of times they have a lot of good bundles on games. You can actually get some games that are pretty cheap, or actually even free. For instance, like Ultima 4 was free on there. Then the other Ultima was all pretty cheap in a bundle pack. Flight of the Amazon Queen, Beneath the Steel Sky. Those are all point-and-click adventure games. I'm gonna eventually do them. I did a whole bunch of them at the beginning of the year. I'm on to the puzzle games here. So. No reason for why on the puzzle games. Just I have quite a few mods. We'll get them out of the way. So we got looking at the 5s there. We can know which one has to be a 5, which one can't be a block. So we know 2 and a 4 are here. It means that those ones on the far column can't be. This 4 here. Finishes off our 6, and let's finish off the 6 going up as well. We can finish that off. Let's go 3, 5. Another 3 there. Fill that 3 out. That means the one above has to be a 3. We just have to determine whether the one below or the bottom is the 3. If we look at the middle section there, it has 4 ones in it. We already have those 4 ones filled out, so that last 3 has to be that one right here. Now we just, looks like we got a candle. The Legend of Zelda. There's quite a few more Zelda games I gotta end up playing eventually. So mainly those Zelda classic games. I have 2 Zelda hacks that I'm going to be playing then soon, before the end of the year. I know he had his kids were gonna have Danny as one of the heroes. His kids for the rats who did the Oracle games. So we had Data with a hologram trying to save Oracle of Seasons. And then we had Maverick, who was going back to Labrina to save the Oracle of Time. Like I said, their dad, Danny, he's gonna be a hero then. So, gotta get, not have him outshined by his boys. So, fortunately, a lot of these games I've been playing recently we haven't been able to name the characters, so I haven't been doing rat tributes. Also, don't have any rats. Haven't had any rats for a little over 2 months since my last one passed away. Good old Patrick Swayze. Kind of hurt me really bad, I guess. He was really, really clingy. Like my first go at Twilight. He was a really, really clingy little guy, so the loss of him hurt really bad. I mean, it all hurts. Anytime you lose a pet hurts, but some just, like I said, rats, a lot of times they can be very independent. But this guy was a clinger. I guess he got a Klingon. Like, Star Trek. Never really got into Star Trek. I was more of a Star Wars guy, but Star Wars is a big mess now with all the Disney stuff going on. So, but let's not focus on that. Let's just focus back on our Picross puzzle here. Looks like we almost got a faucet here. I'm not gonna tell what it is. You know, these two have to be colored blocks. Of the 4. Finish that one off. Speaking of faucets, it's like plumber would work on a faucet, which is Mario's main job. He is a plumber. That's where he goes down all those pipes and stuff in the Mushroom Kingdom. Though initially he was a carpenter in Donkey Kong, Jumpman. So Mario, a man of many talents. So he's like the male Barbie. He's just a bunch of things. So speaking of, it makes me think of course, thinking of my cousin. Bill. Actually, he's one of the people I dedicated my second book that I'm writing to. He got me kind of into video games, but he kind of taught me a lot of stuff. And I remember he would talk about how they would, since Mario was such a well-known, commodity, that Nintendo can like slap them on anything to help make a game sell. Like a Picross game, like most people probably won't want to play Picross. But you have Mario on it, and then all of a sudden it's a Mario game, and people might want to, pick it up just to look at it. Same with like Dr. Mario. So Mario almost becomes a marketing tool. So learning about economics from my cousin Bill. It's also funny where you learn you learn about things for the first time. Like I learned about inflation. That's a big thing and a big topic, in America today. One of the big issues, the devaluing of your money. And And I learned about that from DuckTales. There was an episode where Gizmo, not Gizmo, the inventor duck, I forget his name, he made a device that could clone things. And so Huey, Dewey, and Louie, the Scrooge's nephews, decided they were going to clone money and buy stuff, but then the money kept cloning itself. So after a little bit, it would double and double and double, and before you knew it, like, money was just so abundant that it became worthless. So all of Scrooge's money in his money vault was basically just worthless. And then they ended up solving the inflation by hitting a bell. It reversed the rampant growth of the money, the devising of it. Right now, taking my master's in English, just learning about writing, studying writing. Even though like writing for children is somewhat, it's more simplistic than writing for adults, because you don't have to be as deep, complicated plots and stuff. It still requires a lot of talent, because you gotta. Kids are smart, they pick things up, and you never know what they can learn from what you are putting out. So like I said, I learned about real world things like inflation from DuckTales and economics from Mario, economics and marketing from Dr. Mario. So, I have no idea what this is. See right here, it pops up a light bulb. Oh. And then we'll finish off this row here. Looks like it's a pretty bit of a doozy one. We have nothing really that really stands out here, so this is where we start, picking things where we have the most amount of spaces, like 2s and 4s. That's going to obviously take care of 6 blocks. So we're going to look for things that can help us. We know when you have 6 blocks out of 10, we can usually determine what at least 2 of those blocks are, and then from there we can start working backwards. So we can start like on those 4 2s all the way from the left. Saves all the way right, so we go there. So no matter what, we can see that this one right here is going to be a colored block, no matter what. So that means that these 4s, this 4, if we go from the bottom or from the top, we can see where those 3 other blocks are. And then, like I said, that eliminates some blocks over here, because we can only go 4 left or right on that 4, so that eliminates a bunch of the ones on that column there, on that row I mean. And now we could do a 1 1 2 there. Alright, so we can look there. If we couldn't get a 1 1 2 in the upper part there, then you would know that the bottom half down there would be where the 2 would be. But, so we can follow it about here. So we have one less, space over there on the right column. So that opens up another one of the 4 blocks. That opens up a bunch of, closes a bunch of blocks in the 3 column. And also in that 3 row, we can go over one and knock another one out. We have this 4 column there. We know that we have to have 4 in a row, so those 2 blocks by themselves can't be filled. And that means at least this one over here has to be one of the 2s. And we're going from the left or from the right. So now that you see from the going the 4s across, we got the bottom row now, got the row above it done. I can work from the bottom, 4 2 space. We have 3 available. We know the middle one has to be a 2 no matter we go from the top to the bottom. to be the 2 right there, because these ones have to be 4s. We finish off that 3 there. That finishes off that 4. We know that 3 is finished. We can go up here and finish off this column. And these, we can pretty much finish off these, this row here. We know that has to be the 2. And go over to the right would be the 3. So you're halfway done the puzzle. You just have the almost 3/4 of the way done. You just have that upper right quadrant to take care of. That shouldn't be too bad. We're going to another one of those snake patterns. Well, the snake pattern ended, but you should know easily right there what that row there, the far left row. Oh no, I thought that was a 3. Look at it wrong. 2, 2. We need a 1 space 1 2. So that now we know that one's a 1. Finish that 2. That finished off the 3 there. Now let's just finish off this 3 in the row. Got a 2 here. Finish that off. There we go. We got like a boat anchor. Alrighty. And that'll be the anchor of this episode. Come back for the next one where we go on to row 6.